And that ends it at $2,300,012.63. Selina, I must say, your spiderweb offenses has proven quite lucrative. Add this to the cash from the banks and one might say we've become the most successful duo since Batman and Robin.
That team is long dead. Compare us to something else.
I wonder, however, whereas I can use my half on gadgets and gizmos, what does an heiress want with, if I may be frank, what amounts to chump change in comparison to your bank account?
A psychologist once said that I was a kleptomaniac acting out on my daddy issues.
You don't believe that, though?
Should I?
Not any more than I should believe their diagnosis of me as a narcissistic obsessive-compulsive. So what is the reason?
Are you asking me because you know? Or because there's finally a riddle you don't have the answer to?
Why be so guarded? After all this time, you still don't trust me?
You kill people for fun when they can't answer one of your riddles. So, no, I don't trust you.
That is an extremely fair point. Let me guess. You give it all away to charity to combat that impoverished ditch you were raised in.
Where'd you get that? A movie? Do I strike you as that cliché? I thought easy answers were beneath you.
Then perhaps you fit better into a theory I've been developing.
A theory?
How much do you know about mythology?
Bastet is the cat goddess of Egypt.
Somehow I'm not surprised that you knew that. Consider with me for a moment that the gods were real, flesh and blood creatures.
That isn't too hard when an Atlantean king fights sea monsters and an Amazonian princess blocks bullets with her cuffs.
I mean even the gods of their own people, primordial and ancient entities.
Myths.
But real.
How so?
Think about what each one represents. Bastet, a goddess of cats. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and honor in combat. Loki, the god of mischief and chaos.
Okay, so what?
Each one has a story that centers its cult. The gods have personalities and motives that are all too human. Vengeance, love, hate, timidity.
And?
Suppose that the stories about them were more a way to understand oneself and the world around them in a complex and psychoanalytic manner than merely as primitive fairy tales about why the clouds move. Suppose that there was some hidden knowledge embedded within them that required intense study to fully understand. And the ignorance and eventual disappearance of those stories are what has led culture on the downward spiral that Gotham is now the beneficiary of.
Go on.
Sigmund Freud proposed that the repressed would eventually return and that the longer it was repressed, the more forceful the re-entry.
Okay, what does that have to do with the gods and ancient wisdom?
Tell me, Selina, what is the fundamental difference between the Joker and the Norse god Loki, Poseidon and Aquaman, Poison Ivy and Gaia, the original Mother Nature?
I don't know. How about one's real and the other one isn't?
No, they are the same. Repressed ancient wisdom is making a re-entry with such force that society will be unable to withstand it. Even if those of us who embody the meaning of this old mythology don't consciously understand or appreciate that fact, we are still on the front lines playing out primordial dramas meant to reshape and restructure society while doing a service to the whole of humanity.
You strangling your ex is a service to humanity? She must have been a real winner.
I call out the weak and the stupid. I am Darwinism at its most modern conception.
Question. So, if we're gods, then who is the devil?
I haven't completed the theoretical concept yet. That is why I call it a theory, and not a fact.
There are some who would call it delusions of grandeur.
Then, dear Selina, we will have to agree to disagree.
Do you think while you're piling up your earnings, you could think about buying a nicer place that doesn't have rats?
I thought you would enjoy some rodents to play with.
Seems our friend has a gift. You might want to see this.
I am not the one who likes to play with vermin.
It's not that. There's a note.
No one should know about this place. What does it say? Have our friends followed us from the jewelry store?
You are invited to Arkham Asylum to come as one amongst equals for the bid of...
Bid of what?
Nothing. It's a prank.
A prank using rats? I think not. Let me see the note.
Seriously, it's nothing. Not even for us. Forget about it.
I'll be the judge of that. Let's see. Bid for the identity of Batman? Well then, how about that?
Like I said, it's nothing. Everyone knows he's out of commission.
Poor Selina. This is why you are the cat burglar, and I am the brains of our operation. Do you know how bad the Bat is hurt? I don't. He could be back on the streets any day now. Sometimes it's better to snuff the baby out in the cradle rather than wait for it to learn how to walk.
It's an auction. You'd be getting rid of all that money you were going to spend on your tech junk.
With Batman out of the picture, I wouldn't need half of it. Selina, what is your hesitation? This is the chance of a lifetime.
It just doesn't feel right.
Then we'll go prepared.
I have to go. I have to clear my head and think.
You'll be coming back, won't you?
Of course. Bruce, what have you gotten yourself into?
Laurel, another beautiful performance. I swear, I almost felt emotion by the end of that set.
I'm glad the boss approves.
Approve? Babe, you're unnatural. What do you think, Bob?
Great singing there, Dollface.
Since when do you rub shoulders with underlings?
Bob is a rising star in my empire. I require his assistance tonight, and yours.
How?
I need those other skills of yours.
I told you. My voice isn't being used for that anymore.
Then just sit in with me, just in case. Bob's quick with a gun, but we might need the extra help.
You having Rupert Thorne come over again?
No. Someone much more dangerous.
Who?
Cobblepot's bringing a friend. You might even be intrigued to meet him. Your body counts are comparable. Oh, speak of the devil and in he waddles.
Of course I don't have a reservation. Where's Roman at? I brought something for him.
Oswald! Over here, my friend.
Ah, you got the canary and some extra muscle with you this time. Not planning on pulling anything, are you?
She's pretending to play it straight.
You need an actor, not a singer. No offense, Barbie girl. You aren't fooling anybody.
Where is he?
He's coming. I just wanted to make sure this is really what you wanted.
Would I have spent this much time hunting for Victor Zsasz if I was gonna balk at the last minute?
Roman, do you know who that is? Zsasz is a serial killer.
And a damn good one! I only purchased the best. Why do you think you're sitting here? Bring him in, Oswald. The suspense is killing me.
You heard him, boys. Get the psycho.
Sure thing, boss.
I hope you appreciate what I had to go through in order to trudge him up.
Oh, yeah. How much are you asking for?
Exclusive sales rights. If you are taking out my clients, then I want to be the sole dealer for your organization.
Done. You should have known that I wouldn't buy from anyone else, Cobblepot.
Call it insurance. Just because your birdie saved one of my store clerks doesn't mean I trust you any more than the next scumbag that knocks on my door. Tell me, Birdie, what would it take to hire you as an escort for some weapons coming in from Syria?
I'm not for sale.
You trying to sell me on the idea you work for this guy as a volunteer? Who'd have thought your people were so loyal, Roman?
I take care of my friends. You'll learn that soon enough.
To be seen. It looks like my boys have returned with your merchandise.
Best behavior, Laurel. You must be the world-famous Mr. Zaz. It is a pleasure to finally meet the one...
I don't like this place, Oswald. Too much cologne and perfume.
The smells can change. If you'll have a seat, then we can talk about business.
Business?
Barkeep, a shot of our finest for our guest.
Bribery.
A gift.
You think I'm some whore who works for booze and money?
No.
Oswald, we're done here. Take me back.
Fine, forget the drink. I'll get right to it. I need a couple of people killed. You're a man who is good at finding those who can't be found.
I'm not a hired gun no more. I'm my own boss. No one hires me.
Then do it for the thrill of the thing, and have my protection wherever you need it.
Now he thinks I need protection? Peacocks like you don't deal in what I desire. You don't have what I want. So why would I even pick up your laundry?
I deal in a lot of things. Name it. It's yours, guaranteed.
Anything?
The world is at your fingertips, Saz.
I want her.
Who? Penny? Sure. I can introduce you. She's one of our regulars.
I want her alone.
I'll have a private lounge set up for the both of you. Bob, will you invite Penny into the back? Tell her I've got a special guest who wants to have a drink with her. Take Mr. Zaz back there first so he can find a moment to relax.
Sure thing.
Roman, I don't think that's a...
Shh! You said your voice wasn't working, so don't overdo yourself. Penny's taking fellas into the back room before she'll be fine. Oswald, let's talk shop.
Need a shipment of weapons? You're going to have to wait for the next cargo container. There's been a run on sales lately.
Who's buying?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Wouldn't I make it worth your while?
You wouldn't know them. Some foreign group. Fanatics.
Terrorism. Good. Paranoid Gothamites beg for protection.
I didn't say that.
Then what's the angle?
Since when have I ever asked a client what they're buying for? That's just bad business, and it'll get you killed.
Are they a threat? I don't like people muscling in on my turf.
But I do, Roman. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you buying. It keeps money flowing into my pocket.
If you weren't such a good... friend, I'd invite you into my own back room and introduce you to one of my hobbies.
I make myself indispensable. You should know that by now. Without me, you're nothing. Call it mutually assured destruction.
I'm gonna be sick.
Victor! Back so soon and with a new set of... earrings? May I say, the color red suits you nicely. I take it Penny will not be returning to enjoy the party?
Is that a problem?
Not at all. You're a man with appreciable tastes. I like that.
Wait for it, Roman.
One more mark on my flesh for another freed soul.
You know, if you want, I have a tattoo artist that can do all the...
I like to do it myself.
Have it your way. Tell me, Mr. Zaz, have I proven myself to you?
Do you have enough patrons to sate me?
An ample and ever-growing supply.
Oswald tells me you have a cat that needs spaying.
And her friend. Bob, Laurel, go and clean up the back room. Put the body in the dumpster. Now, Victor. May I call you Victor? Let's talk business.